In 1932, Mare Vanius made a historic pilgrimage to Rome and he met Pope Pius XI, who received him by uttering the famous words, "Welcome, a big welcome." Mare Vanius received the sacred pallium from the Pope. He also participated in the 32nd Eucharistic Congress held in Dublin, Ireland.
In his address to the Syro-Malabar Rite delivered to the Oriental group at the University College Dublin, he revealed that his first desire was paying obedience to the Pope, and his second desire was to represent at the Eucharistic Congress. He said it was the Blessed Sacrament that brought him to the true church. He also told in the conference that the Holy Communion was given in two kinds in the Oriental Church, but for the children, immediately after the baptism, it is given in the form of wine alone. Right Reverend Bishop Alexander Chelaparambil, Bishop of Cotton, in proposing the thanks, said, "He was once rich in worldly goods, but was now rich in spiritual things." Mare Vanius said in an exclusive Catholic Times interview when he visited England that, "In my opinion, Catholic faith is a thing of the future in India. It's a balm to heal a sorely stricken country."
Mare Vanius had 5 audiences with the Holy Father in 1932. He met Mr. G.K. Chesterton, who addressed him the new man of India. Chesterton describes Mare Vanius as follows: "The dignified Indian gentleman who represented this far-off triumph in the Orient had changed his neighbors by bringing them back into the Roman communion." On his return from Rome, Mare Vanius made strenuous efforts towards the building up of the Syro-Malankara Catholic Church and equipping the church towards evangelization.
On the institution of the Malankara hierarchy on February 13, 1932, Mare Vanius was appointed the titular bishop of Thasianensis and Mar Theophilos that of
Pope Pius XI established the Syro-Malankara Catholic hierarchy for the reunited community on June 11, 1932 through the Apostolic Constitution Christo Pastorum Principi.
Erat Genus. Through the Apostolic Constitution Magnum Nobis. This was not welcomed by those who got reunited because they desired to be a particular church. After the institution of hierarchy, the Holy See pointed out the need of having a solid canonical structure for the church. With this aim, a suffragan diocese was established at Thiruvalla on November 6, 1933. In 1950, during the jubilee of the episcopal ordination of Mare Vanius, Pope Pius XII wrote to His Grace,
"Venerable Brother, health and apostolic benediction. We have learned with singular pleasure that you are about to celebrate Silver Jubilee of your episcopal consecration." His Eminence Cardinal Tisserand wrote to Mare Vanius, "Your fidelity to the Holy Father, your zeal, your spirit of sacrifice, your fortitude in difficulties, and your apostolic activities, nourished by an intense faith and piety, have enabled solid organization of the Syro-Malankara Catholic Church, which by its Catholic activities has become a beacon light of attraction and has added further luster to the Church."
During 1952, Archbishop became sick. He realized that his earthly days were counted. So, he started the construction of St. Mary's Cathedral, Pattam. He used to visit the place where his tomb was to be erected and would utter, "This is my last earthly abode." He had found a suitable successor for the Malankara church in Father Benedict OIC, the then principal of Mar Ivanius College. Father Benedict was ordained an auxiliary bishop on January 29, 1953 as Benedict Mar Gregorius. The last prayer which Mar Ivanius composed was to Our Lady of Sorrows.
Foreseeing his death, Archbishop Mar Ivanius wrote his last pastoral letter on the 21st of September 1952. He began with the words, "Take delight in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart. Commit your way to the Lord, trust in Him, and He will guide you." Psalms 37, 4-5.
After his return from Bangalore, he felt his health deteriorating. He says, "I doubt seriously whether this sickness is not a boat to cross the Jordan of death."
On 14th September 1952, Mar Severius, the Bishop of Tiruvalla, administered the Kandila ceremony to Mar Ivanius at the Bedini Ashram, Nalanjara. Most Reverend Augustine Kandathil, the Venerable Archbishop of Ernakulam, the Bishop of Kottayam, and the Auxiliary Bishop of Thothukudi were present for the ceremony.
The sick bed enables Mar Ivanius to remember his faults and mistakes of his past lifetime and make a sincere contrition and get reconciliation. He recites the psalmist by saying, "My heart takes delight in the Lord. I am gladdened." Mar Ivanius says that of all the thoughts now springing in his heart, the most important is how well he has utilized in the past the talents our divine Lord entrusted to him. He said that he dedicated, to quote Mar Ivanius' words about his dedication to the church, "I dedicated myself totally to that church for the glorification of God and the salvation of souls through that church and in that church. With the aim of raising the standard of the clergy of the Jacobite Church, I extended a helping hand to many priests for obtaining higher education." He felt that the cause for the strife and separation at the Kunan Cruz in Matanjari was because the bishops of our own community were not allowed to govern us. Second was that our familiar rites and rituals were not recognized. Mar Ivanius points, a specialty commonly found in the non-Catholic ecclesial communities is the conviction of the individuals that they are greater than the church. Consequently, they revel in piling up heaps of allegations against the church and so try to purify or renew the church. It is highly indisputable that any church where such activities as these are allowed free play can never be the true church, the pillar and foundation of truth, as described by St. Paul. He points, "It is clear that by the words of our Lord, he who does not listen to the church be like a tax collector and a heathen to you. Such sectarian churches are not meant." He established 15 high schools, 18 middle schools, 78 primary schools, 1 college, 3 hostels, training schools 2, workshop 1, seminaries 2, hospitals too, and to press. Marivanus established Bethany Ashram and also Bethany Madam or convent, keeping in view the spiritual, material, and social welfare of the women. He believed that the monastery and convent, like two blossoms on the same stalk, were two essential factors for the very existence of our movement. He says, "Be proud of having become Catholics. Let your sanctity of life and good example be a lodestar for the non-Catholics."